walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's only me and I walk alone. I walk this empty street on the boulevard of broken dreams, where the city sleeps and I'm the only one and I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk up. My shadow's only one that walks beside me. My shadow heart's the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish someone out there will find me. Till then I walk alone. I'm walking down the line that divides me somewhere in my mind, on the borderline of the edge and where I walk alone. Read between the lines what's fucked up and everything's alright. Check my vital signs and know I'm still alive and I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk up. My shadow's only one that walks beside me. My shadow heart's the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish someone out there will find me. Till then I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. I walk this empty street on the boulevard of broken dreams, where the city sleeps and I'm the only one and I walk up. My shadow's only one that walks beside me. My shadow heart's the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish someone out there will find me. Till then I walk alone.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, as always, Miguel Magallon. And as always, President, Founder, CEO of Magallon Entertainment. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the podcast. This evening. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I want to talk to you about Bitcoin. Tonight I want to talk about the future of Bitcoin. And tonight I want to talk about what's going to happen next with Bitcoin. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, when I'm about to teach you some shit, when I'm about to educate you on shit, when I'm about to drop knowledge in this motherfucker. You already know what time it is on the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, get the pen and the pads, get the pen and the pads, get the pen and the motherfucking pads! And let us begin learning this evening. So, I keep getting a lot of questions about Bitcoin and Bitcoin price targets. What's going on with this latest Bitcoin rally? Is it another fake ass Bitcoin rally? Or is this one the final rally? Is this one the real rally? Is this the beginning of a motherfucking parabolic rally? Are we finally headed up to 100K? Potentially 200K? Maybe even 300K? Are we about to go up to 400K? Are we about to hit 500,000K? Or are we just going to go back down again, and this is some more of that fake ass love that Bitcoin loves to show us, Bitcoin loves to give us? That's how crypto is in general sometimes. Like, you'll buy it, and then it'll start going up, and then all of a sudden it goes higher and higher and higher, and then everyone starts texting everyone and emailing everyone, and everyone's talking about Bitcoin and crypto again, and ooh, did you see what happened with Dogecoin? Ooh, did you hear about Shibu? Ooh, did you hear about that altcoin? And then all of a sudden all the altcoins start going up again, and the crypto community starts getting hyped again. The roof is on fire. Everyone's partying again. Everyone's happy again. Everyone's fucking talking about going to the moon again. No mama's way. The moon again. Fuck out of here. Only place you guys are going is Walmart. But okay, we're going to go to the moon. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. But the point is, when Bitcoin has these rallies, when it has these pumps, when you hear a lot of these, cryptos, most of them you never even heard of. Most of them you don't even know what the fuck they do. Again, when I ask the average person, what does Cardano do? What does Ethereum do? What does VeChain do? What does blockchain even do? Oh, well, I heard this guy on YouTube and this guy on Instagram and then this one guy on Facebook. He said that it's the future of technology. I bet you can't even spell technology. Shut the fuck up. Talking about it's the future of technology. The fuck out of here. You barely know how to use an email, let alone the future of technology. I love when people try to sound sophisticated even though we all know they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But the point is, going back to this Bitcoin rally, when you see these type of pumps, when you see these type of like skyrockets, when you see these rallies and these mega rallies, in the case of Bitcoin, just last year, at the end of last year, Bitcoin was trading at around 16K, right? Now all of a sudden it's over here above 26K, somewhere around 27, 28, 29K. Sheesh! This motherfucker skyrocketed. This motherfucker been pumping lately. Last 2 or 3 months, recently, or at least to start the new year, Bitcoin has been on some shit. You know what I mean? But granted, so has the economy, so has the stock market, so has most asset, classes. Everything to start the year, from real estate to crypto to Bitcoin to stocks and stonks and meme stocks and all that fucking, shitcoin bullshit. Everything's been going up since the start of the year. It has been a very resilient economy. It has been a very forceful stock market, and it has been a very parabolic crypto market. And again, it's not just Bitcoin, it's everything. Look at Ethereum to start the year. Look at VeChain, Polygon, Cosmos Atom. Look at fucking Polygon. Look at fucking VGX. Look at fucking any crypto you have out there. Whether you're on Coinbase or Voyager or fucking Gemini or Kraken or fucking that FTX bullshit. Yeah, great job, Sam Bankman-Friedman. The fuck out of here with that shit. That baboso. I can't believe he's not in prison. Out here living at his mama's house, who happens to own a mansion that he bought using our money. The fuck out of here. And then on top of that, he's paying for his attorney fees using the money he stole from us at the company. And he gets away with it. I'm telling you, man. Oh, man, I don't want to make this racist, but fucking white people, man. If it was a Mexican that did this shit, if it was a black person that did this shit, motherfucker would have been lynched like a week ago. The fuck out of here with that shit. But anyways, though, Point is, that guy, telling you, scam artist of the century, from one of the biggest crypto exchanges in the world to one of the richest, crypto billionaires in the world, to literally living at his mama's house while he awaits trial. And somehow, some way, I think he's going to get away with it. Somehow, some way, I think he contributed enough money to political campaigns and political, donations to people like Pelosi and and it's not just Democrats, it's Republicans too. He donated money to everyone's campaign. He donated money to fucking Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I mean, this motherfucker probably sent, some money to Papa Trump over there, who's also about to go to prison soon. We'll see how that shit goes. But the point is, this is what people, what rich people always do. They give money to all of these politicians. They give money to all these fucking lawyers. They give money to all these corporations. So that way, when they ever get found out and they get caught up in life, they always find a way to get bailed out, or they get let go with a fucking misdemeanor, and then they go back to living their old life. You know what I mean? Except if you're Epstein, that motherfucker. But point of the story is, I don't think he's going to do a day in jail. Somehow, some way, I think Sam Friedman's going to get away with it. And I wouldn't be shocked if, like, a year from now, he's the CEO of another crypto exchange. Like, honestly, this is just how the way the world works. You know what I mean? Like, these corrupt people, like, they all do something bad, and like 99% of them will get away with it. They'll fucking arrest one guy who's the fall guy, and then everyone goes back to work and doing what they're doing. You know what I mean? It's like, and we saw this with the great financial crisis. All these bank managers, all these bank CEOs, all these fucking, hedge funds and shit, all these fucking, all these people who like basically failed at their job, which led to the great financial crisis of 2007, 2008, 2009. And like, how many people went to jail? One guy who was a fucking intern? Get the fuck out of here. You guys see my point here? All the bank CEOs got a fucking parachute bailout, got $30 million each on the way out. All the fucking board directors, all the executive board members, all the fucking VPs and vice chairs and senior managers and fucking supervisors and fucking mid-level everybody who was asleep at the wheel. All these pinche babosos that knew what the fuck was going on in the economy, but they didn't say shit. They let that shit fucking slide, and the entire economy fucking collapsed in 2007. It just went downhill, downhill, and downhill. People lost their jobs, people lost their pensions, people lost their retirement accounts, people lost their 401ks, people fucking got their entire lives liquidated, got everything taken away from them, lost everything they've ever worked for in life. And one pinche intern gets arrested and goes to prison. Get the fuck out of here, America. This damn bullshit I'll be talking about on the podcast, man. These motherfuckers. And we talked about it on, Sunday night? With fucking Donald Trump getting arrested and arraigned. I'm like, man, this motherfucker's never going to see a day in prison. This motherfucker. It don't even matter if he's guilty or not guilty. This is just the way the world works. You know what I mean? Except if your name's Epstein, then that's differently. But for everyone else, Pelosi, Hillary, Obama, the Bushes, Kennedy, Reagan, all these motherfuckers, man. All these fucking, bitch-ass motherfuckers in Congress and Senate and government, the governor, the mayor, the city manager, who's usually the most corrupt person in the city. I mean, seriously. You fucking kidding me? You don't think they know something? Every city manager in the world, especially in big metropolitan cities, they know what the fuck is happening, but they keep their mouth shut, and they get paid very handsomely to do so. So, again, when people get found out and shit starts to go downhill and shit hits the fan, one person goes to prison, and there's the person who was least involved, and then, years later, we do a documentary about it, and then we're like, whatever happened to that guy? Oh, yeah, he did like 100 years in prison. Yeah, but lo and behold, his family received like a anonymous fucking donation for like 100 million. So even though they used one guy to be the fall guy to take the hit for all of this, they made sure that his family was well taken care of. That's why even when they go into the prison yard, they don't ever say anything, because they knew they were probably going to be the fall guy anyways, and their family inherited like 100 million by an anonymous donor. You know what I mean? and then all of a sudden the family's taken care of for generations to come. Who wouldn't do that shit? I would. Send me to prison. I'll do a fucking lifetime sentence right now if it means you give my wife and my kids $100 million. You know what I mean? I mean, let's just be real about it, especially when you're like a mid-level manager or a low-tier manager, or you're someone who's working like a dead-end job and you may or may not have access to sensitive information, and it may or may not be enough to convict you, but your life's headed nowhere anyways. You know, you're 40 and you're still broke, and someone offers to give your family $100 million if you just fucking walk away and go into a prison yard real quick. And on top of that, it's going to be a nice prison where they give you fucking, you know, a penthouse suite with filet mignon and lobster every night, and your wife can go visit you on the weekends to go fuck you. Oh yeah, who's not going to do that for $100 million? Especially when your life was headed nowhere to begin with, right? So again, this is how this shit usually plays out. This is how it usually works out. You know what I mean? Trust me, you're not going to the fucking Pinta with El Chapo's ass. You're going somewhere else. You know, a little bit more nice, some more comfort. You're gonna have the nice mattress in your prison cell. So, anyways, though, yeah. So Sam Bankman-Friedman, yeah, that guy. I don't think he's going to do a day in prison. I think he's going to get scot-free. I think he's going to get a slap in the hand, and they're going to tell him, go away and don't ever do this again. Go to your room and think about what you've done. And I want you to sit there, young man, and I want you to really think about the consequences of your actions. Okay, do you hear me, young man? He's going to be like, yes, ma'am, I'm so sorry to all the people and all the victims and families that were affected by this. I will never do this again. I apologize from the bottom of my heart. I sincerely apologize for what I've done. I recognize the damage that I have inflicted upon families across the country and around the world. And I want everyone to know that I will never make this mistake again. A year later, he's in charge of another crypto exchange. Get the fuck out of here. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. Not here to tell you the way the world should be. Here to tell you the way the world motherfucking is. These bitches get away with everything. Unless your last name is Epstein. Then it's differently. But anyways, so going back to this Bitcoin pump and this Bitcoin rally. It has been skyrocketing. It has been semi-parabolic. I want to actually call it parabolic because, you know, it's up like 12,000, which is still a lot. Because again, to start the year, and I got the Bitcoin chart right in front of me. To start the year, Bitcoin was trading at around, 16,000, 16,500, right? And now it's at 28,000, so it's almost doubled to start the year. But, again, if we go back in time, that's just if you look at the year-to-date chart. Because if I pop up the one-year chart, Bitcoin is still down like 50% in the last year. And if you go back to the all-time high, back at the end of 2021, the era of STEMI, the era of low interest rate, the era of low mortgage rates, the era of unlimited fucking free money rates, the era of everyone's getting paid, you know, even though they don't got to do nothing era. Oh yeah, back then, Bitcoin was like at fucking 68, 69K. So if you use that as a starting point, Bitcoin is still down like 60, 70%. Like it is still down a lot from those all-time highs. It is still down a lot from April of last year. Because again, April of last year, Bitcoin was like at 45, 48K. So yeah, I'm happy it's at 28K, but damn, 28 ain't the same as 48. It's still down a lot in the past 12 months. So, you know, perspective matters. I get it. It's had a strong start to the year. So is the economy. So is the housing market. So is the crypto market. So is the stock market. So is, you know what I mean? All markets. But again, this is the battle of the bulls and the bears, and I hate to, you know, continuously bring this up again, but it's important because this is what's happening around the world, and eventually it's going to have a trickle-down effect into your lives, into your family's lives, and into your family's future. You know, we need to address this question, and we talked about it the other night, you know, on why the New York Stock Exchange and why Wall Street money managers care so much about this question, because it is an important question. Is the U.S. economy headed into a recession? Yes or no? And again, for the 1 billionth time now, I'll reiterate my position. I believe the average American has been in a recession since the start of last year. I believe the average American has been in a recession since the start of last year, as soon as that free money went away. Because then, again, people woke up in a higher interest rate environment, and food was more expensive, gas was more expensive, rent was more expensive, and your paycheck was still little as shit. And most Americans don't make that much money. 80% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, you know? And the problem is that you don't make enough money. The problem is the little bit of disposable income you do have, you don't invest it to buy assets and investments. You spend it so you could have a good time and spend it on stupid shit. That's the problem with most poor people. It's not that they don't make a lot of money, because there's a lot of poor people who grow up poor and still end up becoming a millionaire one day. So it's not about, again, it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you invest. Some of you guys think, oh, I could only deposit like $200-$300. Bro, $200-$300 a year is still $2,000-$3,000 a year. Or excuse me, $200-$300 a month is still about $2,000-$3,000 a year. Right? $3,000 a year, even if you put it in a bitch-ass mutual fund that only gives you 10% on average a year. If you're depositing $3,000 a year into your portfolio at a 10%, you know what I mean, at a 10% ROI annually, like, are you going to become a millionaire tomorrow? No. Are you going to become a millionaire next week? No. Are you going to be a millionaire by tomorrow morning? No. But again, look at the math, right? If you guys want to see the math, again, go on YouTube, type in compound interest. There's like 1 million free videos on YouTube that'll teach you about compound interest. Once you learn about compound interest, your life will never be the same. But again, some people are meant to be poor forever. So going back to this question on Wall Street that every single portfolio manager, pension fund manager, hedge fund manager, CEO, CFO, what everyone's asking is, will there be a recession? Are we going into a recession this year? Will the economy head into a recession in 2023? If you believe the answer is no, if you believe that the unemployment rate is going to stay relatively low, which is basically below 5%, maybe 4.5%, which is where the Fed wants it, which again, we all believe they're going to fuck it up anyways. But let's just say unemployment rate only goes to 4%, only goes to maybe up to 4.5%, and GDP does not turn negative, and all of a sudden everything starts, continues to go up again. If that's the situation and you do not think the economy is headed for a recession, you think things are slowing down, but they're not slowing down that bad, you think this is more of a correction, this is more of a pullback, this is more of a reset, if you do not believe this is a crash, if you do not believe this is an economic collapse, if you do not believe this is a motherfucking meltdown, if you think this is only a reset, only a pullback, and only a correction back to where it should be, if you do not think it is that fucking bad, then ladies and gentlemen, pull the motherfucking trigger! Because if you are right, and there is no recession in the economy, there is no recession in 2023, and things are that motherfucking bad, if it's rainbows and unicorns, and they achieve the soft landing, unemployment rate does not skyrocket, GDP does not turn negative, and the economy is able to remain resilient, even though the Fed is telling you there are going to be 0 interest rate cuts this year, and they will continue to remain higher for longer, and they still might increase interest rates, maybe an extra 25 to 50 basis points. We'll see what the data fucking says. But the point is, if you believe, even with all of that in the background, with every single leading economic indicator in history screaming that we are in a motherfucking recession and it is imminent, a financial hurricane is about to touch land. If you believe it's okay, the economy's going to withstand it, the economy's going to remain strong, it might slow down, it might pull down, it might fucking correct quick, fast, in a hurry, but we will not crash, we will not collapse, and it will not get destroyed, then that means the worst is over, and the worst has already been priced in, and therefore this rally is real, and you should be investing your money in everything at these current prices. Let me say that again. It means you should be pulling the trigger, and you should be buying everything you see at current prices. Because if there is no recession, the Fed maybe raises another 25, maybe raises another 50 basis points, right? But eventually they do a pause, probably this summer. I think that's when they'll pause, is probably this summer. I think we're going to do at least one more interest rate hike, maybe 2. But let's just say, for argument's sake, that they pause this summer, and maybe they cut rates at the end of the year, maybe they don't, doesn't matter. But basically they pause this summer, which means interest rates will stop going up, which is really what everyone in the stock market is begging for. If that is the case, then that means the worst is already behind us. There is no recession, even though all the leading indicators in economic history are screaming recession. If all these leading indicators are wrong, and all the economists are wrong, and all the data and all the bears and all the motherfucking mega bears like me is wrong, then that means the economy is going to hold up strong. That means things are going to get better sooner rather than later. That means that this rally we've seen in the economy, the rally we've seen in the stock market, the rally we've seen in cryptos, the rally we are witnessing right now in Bitcoin, that means everything you're seeing, everything you're witnessing, it's not another fake ass rally. It's the start of a new bull market rally. It's the start of a new parabolic rally. It's the start of something magnificent. Because if the bulls are right, that this is only a slowdown, this is only a pullback, this is only a semi-correction, this is only potentially a great reset, this is only a return to the norm. If the bulls are right and the bears are wrong, there is no recession, there is no skyrocket in unemployment, there is no motherfucking crash, then ladies and gentlemen, that means the reason Bitcoin is rallying, the reason the stock market is up again, the reason the economy is fighting back strong, the reason the housing market is catching a bid again, the reason all these bitch-ass real estate agents are talking about the market's hot again, it's not frozen, it's starting to heat up, caliente, ooh, people making commission checks again. If that's the case and interest rates start to go down beginning of next year, or maybe the end of this year, which means mortgage rates are going to start to go down beginning of next year, maybe the end of this year, the economy holds in there, then damn, I got to tell you, that means the bulls are right. And that means the reason everything's been skyrocketing, the reason everything's been going up again, is because the markets were able to price in the worst that the economy had to offer, and it was able to price it in last year. And now what it's doing is pricing in the end of this year and potentially already pricing in the start of next year. And if you look forward, which again, the stock market, crypto, Bitcoin, all these things, a lot of these asset prices, they're forward-looking mechanism, meaning they're always looking forward. They're always thinking ahead of time. They're always pricing in the future, not the current situation, not the current economy, not the current environment. It's always looking ahead. It's always pricing in the future. It's always looking forward. So, if the stock market is right, if this Bitcoin rally is real, if this start to the year with a strong economic rally is official, then what it means is this market sniffed out no recession at the start of the year and the end of last year. This market is predicting that there is going to be no crash. And this market is literally screaming at us that it's not going to be that bad after all. And ultimately, it was all a buying opportunity to begin with. Now, to be fair, if you're a long-term investor, which I think all of us here listening are, if you're a long-term investor, then it doesn't really matter what the price of anything is. You only care about the price of asset prices 5 to 10 years from now. Because if you're long-term, you're long-term. Who gives a fuck about this year, next year, or even the year after? If you're long-term, like a lot of you guys pretend to be, a lot of you guys say you are, a lot of you guys think you are, if you're long-term, then it doesn't really matter if Bitcoin's 16,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 12,000, 17,000, 19,000, 21,000, or 22,000. If you're a long-term investor in Bitcoin because you think it's going to be worth over $1 million one day, then you're going to buy it at any price. It don't matter if it's 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, 9,000, 10,000, 12,000, 3,000, 1,000, 40,000. It don't motherfucking matter. Because if you are a real long-term investor in Bitcoin, because you believe it's not only going to be 100K one day, you believe like all the Bitcoin mega bulls believe. And again, I am a Bitcoin mega bull in the long run. I'm just a bear in the short run. But in the long run, I am a mega motherfucking bull. Then yeah, you believe Bitcoin's going to be worth over $1 million one day. So if that's the thesis and you believe one day in the future, whether it's 5 years from now or 10 years from now, Bitcoin's going to be worth $1 million each. If you believe that to be true, then it really doesn't matter. Bitcoin could be 500,000 tomorrow. Guess what? If you hold it until it's worth $1 million, that's still a double. If Bitcoin's $200,000 tomorrow, that's still a 5x in the future. If Bitcoin's $100,000 tomorrow, that's still a 10x in the future. If Bitcoin is $50,000 tomorrow, that's still a 20x in the future. So you start doing the math, and it's just like, damn, if Bitcoin is $25,000 sometime tonight or next week, that's still a 40x going into the future. So if you believe that Bitcoin is the future, you believe in the Bitcoin thesis, you believe in the Bitcoin mission, and you are a Bitcoin mega bull, then you believe in the future Bitcoin will be worth at least $1 million a piece one day. Whether that happens in 2028, 2029, or thereafter, you believe in the foreseeable future, probably the next 5 to 10 years, it's $1 million a piece, then yeah. Then what the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we saying? What the fuck are we even talking about? You should be pulling the trigger at 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 60,000, 69,000, 29,000, 39,000, 19,000, 19,500, 16,500. You should be pulling the trigger every single motherfucking payday, every single motherfucking paycheck, and every single time you got some mula, dinero, some feria, some plata, some motherfucking money, bro. If you are a Bitcoin bull and you are only focused on the future, you are only thinking about your future, and you're only thinking about your family's future and where you're going to be in the future, how you're going to live in the future, and how you're going to provide for yourself and your family and generations to come in the future, then who gives a fuck what the price is today? You're only thinking about the fucking future. The problem is everyone says that until Bitcoin goes down. And everyone's like, oh, why did I buy? Why did I put my money in? Why did I invest? Oh, it went down already. Every time I deposit money, it goes down again. Oh. And you guys started crying like little fucking bitches. Ain't that the truth, America? That's how it really happens, man. Every time people deposit money into their portfolio or their 401k or their Roth IRA and their brokerage account, every single fucking time people deposit money, it feels like literally the one thing they buy goes down the next fucking week. And then they're like, fuck, why didn't I wait for it to go lower? Now I'm negative again. And that could, honestly, that can get frustrating. That gets old quick, fast, and in a hurry. But the point is, like, again, you know, if you're long term and you're only focused on the future, you're going to keep buying at whatever prices because you just want to buy as much as possible. Because again, I know I say this a lot, but I do believe in the future, right? And again, this is 5 to 10 years from now. If the Bitcoin thesis is true and Bitcoin ends up being a global reserve currency, and in many countries like El Salvador and more to come, it can be a form of legal tender and a form of actual transactional currency. But at the very least, at a minimum, it's going to be a piece of, reserve, global reserve currency. If that is what ends up being the case, and that is, ends up being what happens, then yeah, Bitcoin goes to $1 million a piece one day. And in that environment, in that scenario, if we are, find ourselves in that situation, then I think in the future, the only question people are going to ask you isn't, when did you get into Bitcoin or what price you got in or when did you start investing? Nah, fuck that shit. Usually the only thing people ask you is how many Bitcoins do you own? And I think in the future, most people are going to say shit like, oh, I own 0.1 Bitcoin, I own 0.2 Bitcoin, I own 0.3 Bitcoin, or I own half a Bitcoin, or I own 0.67 Bitcoin, or I own 0.15 Bitcoin, I own 0.12 Bitcoin. Because I think in the future, there's not going to be that many people that actually own an entire Bitcoin. Because even now, there's really not that many people in the world. I think there's less than like 20,000 people in the world that actually own an entire Bitcoin. Think about that. There's probably less than 20,000 people. I'd have to check the number. It's out there. But I think there's probably somewhere like only 20,000 people in the world that actually own an entire Bitcoin. Maybe it's a little bit more than that. Maybe it's like 30, 40,000, but it can't be much more than that. So we have 6 billion people in the world, maybe almost 7 billion now, and less than 100,000 people own an entire Bitcoin. That's how surreal it is. So again, what happens when more millionaires get involved? What happens when more billionaires get involved? What happens when, more cities and states and institutions and hedge funds and pension funds and retirement funds and 401k managers, and you get more countries involved, and you get more fucking, federal institutions involved, and you start to get global banks involved? What happens to the price of Bitcoin then? It's not just going to skyrocket. It's not going to just go parabolic. It's not just going to go nuclear. Motherfucker, it's going to go holy. So, so yeah, that's kind of my thinking right here. As I sit here and think about this tonight. I think in the future, the only question people are going to ask you legitimately is not what price you got in, not what year you jumped in, not, what's your cost average or shit like that. I think in the future, people just want to know, how many do you own? Is it 0.1? Is it 0.2? Is it 0.3? Do you own half a Bitcoin? Oh my God, he owns half a Bitcoin. But I think in the future, for those that do own an entire Bitcoin, let alone 2 or more, I think those are the people who are going to live like kings. I think those are the people who are going to live like fucking royalty. I think those are going to be the people who can buy and do anything they fucking want. So, now the question remains, again, is this the start, in the short term that is this the start of a new parabolic rally? Is this the start of a new bull run? Is this the start of something amazing and magnificent? Or in the short term, is this another fake ass rally? Because again, in the long term, again, if you're invested in Bitcoin, it's not because you just believe it's going to 100K. We only bring up 100K because we think that's the short-term price target. That's the short-term obstacle. That's the short-term objective. And, to provide a little bit more clarity on this, from a TA perspective, and just even like a stock market perspective, if you get something like Bitcoin that gets to 100K, then all of a sudden 200K doesn't seem that far away. 300K doesn't seem that far away. 400K doesn't seem that far away. 500K doesn't even seem that far away. Because it's only a 5X. And a 5X for Bitcoin really ain't shit. Because you got to remember, 10 years ago, Bitcoin was like $20. 10 years ago, Bitcoin was like less than $100. I know, because I remember Bitcoin 10 years ago. I always tell you guys my Bitcoin personal story. I've made like 4 or 5, maybe 6 clips about this already. But I remember Bitcoin in 2011. I remember Bitcoin in 2012. I remember Bitcoin in 2013. I remember Bitcoin in 2014. Want to know how I know? Because I was talking shit about Bitcoin back in 2011, 2012, 2013, and 2014. I remember my best friend, and again, this is just going to be a quick story, but I remember my best friend in the entire world, shout out to my man Lee out there in Houston, but my best friend in the entire world, we were in the Marine Corps together. This was before our first deployment to Afghanistan, and we were right there sitting in the barracks, and we were getting ready for formation. It was a fucking long, fucking hard day. It was going to be a busy week. We're going to go out there to the fucking field ops, and we're going to go out there to the field and do all these stupid ass field ops, and we had to fucking take out the machine guns again, and we had to load up all the ammo, and we had to fucking, hop in the fucking, mount the Humvee, go out there to the fucking field. We're going to be out there for like 2 or 3 weeks. We had to unload all the machine guns, do all these fucking target practices, do all these machine gun drills, do all this fucking hiking with the machine guns to do another fucking drill. Being in the infantry is fucking hard. Being in the infantry is fucking ruthless. Being in the infantry is a fucking shit show sometimes. It is hard as a motherfucker. And you deal with a lot of bullshit being in the Marine Corps. It's not just fucking, shooting guns. It's a lot of fucking politics involved in that shit too. But the point is, we're in the barracks getting ready, to go on a field op or something like that. And again, this was before our first deployment to Afghanistan. And we were sitting right there in the barracks one night, and he was literally telling me, he's like, bro, he's like, look, I'm invested in Bitcoin. I'm like, what the fuck is this? He's like, it's this currency and it's digital. I'm like, digital? You mean it's not real? No, it's digital. So it's like a virtual thing. I'm like, so it's not real. And then, obviously we started going back and forth from there. And he's like, no, look, it's a digital thing. It's a crypto. It's it's online and da 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 da. I'm like, yeah, so what you're saying is it's not real because I can't hold it in my hand. It's not like real estate or gold or silver. He's like, bro, it's better than that. It's digital. I'm like, nah, bro. That's like telling me digital pussy is better than real pussy. Like, no, it's not, bro. You can watch all the anime you want. I want the real fucking deal. Get the fuck out of here with digital. So we were talking shit back and forth in the barracks. We were young and dumb, 21, 22, 23, whatever, right? So we just out there just bullshit, talking about stupid shit. But for real, like he was asking me, he's like, man, you should buy some, man. You should buy some. It's going to go up one day. There's only going to be 21 million. And I already bought like a couple myself. So eventually it's going to be like supply demand dynamics. There's not going to be that many of them left. You should buy a couple just like me. And I was like, man, how much you pay for that shit? He's like, it's like $13 right now. I'm like, fuck that shit, bro. $13. You know what? I could go to $13. I could go to Subway, bro. Fuck that shit. Like I immediately was pushing back on it. I was like, $13, $15, $20, $25 for one Bitcoin, man? Fuck that shit, bro. That's some bullshit right there. And every single day, every single night, every fucking morning for weeks and weeks and weeks and months and months and months, he was getting on my ass again because he was a good best friend and I was a bad best friend because I wouldn't listen to him. You know what I mean? Like I just refused to listen to him. And sometimes that happens in life. I think you guys experience this shit too, where you guys try to tell friends and families and coworkers and neighbors and your baby mama, your baby daddy, your aunt, your uncle, your tío, your tía, your titiri-tío, your titiri-tía. You try to tell people in your lives that, they should be investing, they should be buying the dip, they should be loading up on assets and investments, they need to listen to me, they need to get signed on to the podcast, they need to become a VIP subscriber, too late for that, and they need to, stop spending their money on stupid shit and start buying assets and investments, they need to start creating a portfolio, they need to make a retirement account, so that way they don't have to work paycheck to paycheck on their hands and knees to the day they fucking die. But what happens when you try to teach this gospel to most people about financial freedom and financial independence, about making your money work for you now so you can live the life you want to live instead of having to be someone else's bitch your whole life? What happens when you try to teach people or tell people about this? Oh, nah, fuck that, bro. That sounds sketchy, dog. I'm like, this sounds sketchy. The stock market sounds sketchy. Bitcoin sounds sketchy. Crypto sounds sketchy. But working paycheck to paycheck, letting your supervisor treat you like shit, letting your company treat you like a bitch, having them let you force you on your hands and fucking knees, paycheck to paycheck, barely enough money to pay the rent, barely enough money to pay the bills, barely enough money to put food on the table, barely enough money to provide for your family, barely enough money to fucking live in this economy. Oh, that's not sketchy though. But crypto and Bitcoin and Apple and Tesla, that's sketchy. You know what I mean? Like that is sketchy. The fuck out of here. Your future's sketchy, bro. How about that shit? So, again, it's just funny how people react to this, But anyways, so, me and my best friend were talking right there in the barracks room, right? And we're just there chilling. And every morning, every day, every afternoon, Bitcoin's going higher, bro. Bitcoin's going higher, bro. Bitcoin's going higher, bro. It's going higher. And I'm all like, bro, fuck you. Fuck Bitcoin. Wipe my ass with that shit, bro. Digital my fucking ass. I want the real shit, bro. I need cash. I need moolah. I need feria. I need real fucking money, bro. Not that fake shit. It's all fake. It's stupid anyways. Then the next morning it goes up to 35. It's going higher, bro. Man, fuck Bitcoin, man. Bunch of shit coin, Bitcoin. That's what that shit is, man. Fuck that shit, bro. Don't even bring up that shit near me, bro. It's fucking stupid. Then a week later, it goes up to 45. It's going higher, bro. Now you can tell, like, now I start to get salty. Now I start to get irritated. Now I'm getting frustrated because it's going up without me. And the homeboy, my best friend in my entire fucking life, told me to get in, and I didn't want to listen to him because I was stubborn. I was hard-headed. I was a pinche baboso back then. I wasn't always the general. I was a stupid guy named Miguel too once, right? Just like a lot of you guys are a stupid guy named whatever right now, right? We all need that person in our lives, whether we know them or not, to put, their foot up our ass so we can get our life together, get our shit together, get our finances together, right? So that way we can get our future together. But anyways, the point is, he's telling me it's going higher, it's going higher. And every day I would just get frustrated. I would get irritated. I get mad, man. And then here we go, another month later, 2 months later, it's going higher. It's 65 now. I'm like, fuck, it's 65? Damn, man, fuck Bitcoin, dog. I hope that shit crashes. And then guess what happened? A week later, goes to 75, to 85, to 95, to 105. It's going higher, bro. Man, fuck you, bro. Fuck Bitcoin. Fuck you. Fuck that too. Fuck whoever made it. Fuck all you motherfuckers. I don't want to be here no more. It's just stupid, man. Meanwhile, I'm over there looking at my stupid fucking mutual funds that only go up 0.01% a week. I'm all like, man, come on, bro. This mutual fund's been the same for like 2 years now, man. This mutual fund ain't going nowhere. This mutual fund just staying still. This mutual fund ain't giving me no fucking gains, bro. Come on, mutual fund. Made up of fucking 7,000 stocks. Half of them are garbage anyways. Come on, man. Why are you not doing nothing? Get up. Get off your ass. Córale, way. Bitcoin's outperforming you. You're making me look bad, bro. You're embarrassing me. Pinche mutual fund. Bitch-ass mutual fund. Best friends over there laughing at me because I'm only up 2% for the year. And Bitcoin's up like 200, 2,000% in a year. Man, fucking dumb, man. Stupid, man. Fuck. So I call up my financial advisor at USAA, right? That's who I was brokeraging with at the time. I was like, hey, financial advisor at USAA, I need a question. I need to talk to someone ASAP, immediately. I want to speak to your supervisor. And then 1 second, please. Doot, 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 doot. Hello, this is Bob. Hey, Bob, what the fuck is going on with my mutual fund? It's only up 2% for the year. It's only up 0.01% for the fucking week. And my best friend over here, this bitch-ass motherfucker, he's on Bitcoin. And that shit went up from like $15 to like $110, $120. He's up like 1,000% already, man. The fuck? Can't you give me something better? Can't you do more for me? You're embarrassing me, Bob. I'm over here talking about financial freedom and I'm going to be rich one day and I'm going to have millions of dollars by the time I'm 65. I'm starting to realize that's a long way away from now. I don't want to wait till I'm 65. It's my money and I want it now. I want to be rich right now. My best friend's making money without me. Help me out. Help me. Help you. Help me, Bob. Help me. Well, here at USAA, we offer a wide range of diversified portfolios, and if you would like, we could definitely put your money in some more speculative assets. However, the retained, the returns could be very volatile, so it could go up 20, 30%, but it could go down 20, 30%. Are you sure you're okay with this, Miguel? I'm like, motherfucker, I don't want to be poor forever. I understand that there's risk associated with it, but damn. There's also a risk of waiting until I'm 65 to be rich. Like, I might not make it, bro. Fuck. I get what you're saying. Like, you shouldn't just fucking, gamble all your money away in risky ass assets. You should have like a good chunk of money in safe assets over time. But at the same time, like, bro, I can't I can't wait until I'm 65 to be a millionaire, bro. Like, that's, because by then, $1 million won't even mean shit. I didn't even understand inflation back then, but I already knew, like, bro, like, I don't even know what $1 million is going to afford me anymore in the future. Like, that's a long fucking time from now. Like, I need to start, like, stacking up my portfolio now. I can't just fucking be satisfied with fucking 7% a year, or best case scenario, 12% a year. Like, I need more, bro. Like, can't you put me in some better stocks? Like, why am I invested in a mutual fund? Why can't I just put my money in Apple? Why can't I put my money in fucking Tesla? Why can't I put my money in Microsoft? Why can't I put my money in Google? Because when I look at those stock charts look insane. But my fucking mutual fund stock chart, I look at that 5-year one, that shit look fucking doo-doo, garbage, caca, basura. Like, bro, I need more. And my best friend's fucking embarrassing me. Like, I feel like I'm getting humiliated out here. Because he's over here stacking his money. And I'm over here looking like a fucking baboso. You gotta do more for me, Bob. Come on, bro. Come on. And of course, Bob, he couldn't help me out. He fucking left me high and dry. So now I'm over here looking at my best friend every day. It's going higher, bro. And I'm just like, fuck, man. Fucking bullshit. I was heated. I'm not gonna lie, America. I was frustrated. I was frustrated like a motherfucker because he told me to buy when it was 12, told me to buy when it was 13, told me to buy when it was 15, 20, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75. Now here we are. It's a fucking 105. And then 2 days later, it went to 125. I'm like, damn, it's not fair. Everyone's making money without me. I'm staying poor and he's coming up in life. Damn! I was mad, frustrated, irritated. I'm like, bro, I need that money more than him. Like, he don't even need shit. He's single. He ain't got no kids. I'm married. I got kids. I got fucking debt. I got bills. I got loans I gotta pay off. I'm struggling. I'm poor. I gotta use a credit card just to buy my family groceries. I'm on food stamps, welfare. I'm fucking struggling, America. It's fucking hard for me. He's single. He ain't got no responsibilities. The fuck he gonna do with all that money? Boats and hoes? Fuck him. He's my best friend. But I need that money more than him. Come on, God, help me. Fuck, man. And that was my raw, honest, legitimate emotions at the time. And it's funny, I can talk about this shit freely and just like have like no like sensitivity about it, no filter about it. Cause again, you're listening to a motherfucker who's been there, done that, made it on the other side, and now I'm back on this side to help your bitch ass, but some of you still won't listen to me. It's okay. What do I always say, America? Jesus Christ died on the cross for each and every single one of us, and some of you still won't accept him into your life. And that's why I say on the podcast, I'm not here to be like Jesus. I'm here to be like Noah. I'm going to save a couple here, a couple there, let the rest of you bitches fucking drown and die. Anyways, so back to the story. So it was frustrating. And so, again, I remember Bitcoin in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, because I was talking shit about Bitcoin in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. Talking shit. Fuck Bitcoin, but nothing but a bitch coin, homie. I was talking mad shit. Not because I didn't believe in it. It was just because I was jealous. I was full of envy. I was angry as a motherfucker. I was mad at the world because people that I loved and I cared about were coming up in life and progressing and leveling up, making moves, stacking their portfolios. And I was here on that 2% a year bullshit, 0.01% for the week. Like, fuck, man. I get it. I don't want to put all my money in fucking, sketchy assets and random investments. Like, I want to put my money into good companies and good stocks, that blue chip stuff. But at the same time, like, damn, man, like, I can't be waiting in forever either. I don't want to wait until I'm 65, 75, 85. Like, come on, man. Like, whoa. I might not live long enough to spend that money. Come on, So it's kind of like a tug and pull relationship when it comes to like depositing money into your portfolio. It's like, man, I want to invest for the future because I don't want to be poor forever. But at the same time, I want to live my life. I don't want to live like a broke bitch for the next 5 years. 5 years is a long time. I need to enjoy my life now. I'm not going to be young forever. These are the fucking prime years of my life. I got to enjoy this shit now while I still got it like that. So it's kind of like, damn, what do I do? Do I spend this money and go out and live my life and have fun in my 20s? Or do I invest this shit so I could have, fun later? But when I have fun later, it's not just going to be a weekend. It's going to be every single day of my life. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? But because I didn't know any millionaires back then, I didn't know any whales back then, I didn't know any mega whales back then. It was just me, myself, and my fucking hand and fucking Google. Like, I didn't have anyone to talk to about this. So, and that's what kind of sucks. When you grow up in like low income communities, minority communities, fucking ghetto ass communities, everyone there is poor. So there's no one you can talk to about this. There's no one you can consult to about this. There's no one you can speak to about this because everyone else is broke as fuck too. All they do is give you lame ass, badass advice. So anyways, though, that was kind of like my like early Bitcoin 2012 story. So anyways, long story short, Bitcoin went up again. And then, real quick. I remember my first Bitcoin crash too. My first Bitcoin crash, when was it? Was it 2012 or 2013? I think it was 2013. It might have been 2011. But the point is, I remember that first Bitcoin crash because I remember Bitcoin was like $105, $110, and then Bitcoin collapsed. And when Bitcoin collapsed from 110, it went from like $12 or $15 up to like $110, $120, and then it collapsed all the way back down to like $30, $40. And I remember being so happy. That was one of my happiest days of my life. And I know it sounds salty. I know it sounds bitter. I know it sounds fucked up. But it was the happiest day of my life. Probably like top 10, top 15. Because I remember I had a smile on my face that entire week. And I went up to my best friend and I knocked on his fucking door. I was like, boom, 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 boom. Hey, motherfucker, get the fuck up. And he's like, what happened? I was like, damn, it's going up again. It's going up again. What now, puta? What now? It's going down now. Woo! Let that motherfucker burn. The roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let that motherfucker burn. Burn. Bitcoin burn. Ah, look at that bitch going now. Falling on his fucking knees like a bitch. Look at that shit. It sucks now, dog. What you gotta say now? What you gotta say now, big dog? All that shit you was talking about it's going up again. It's going up again. No, it's not. Now it's going down again. Now it's going down again. I was salty. I was ruthless. I was savage as a motherfucker. I made fun of him every single day. Breakfast, lunchtime, dinner, field ops, don't fucking matter. We'll be on a routine patrol. I'll just fucking whisper in his ear, it's going down again, and it's gonna keep going lower, cause Bitcoin fucking sucks, bro. You should have listened to me. Oh, I was talking so much shit to that guy. Love you, Lee. Love you. But you remember, I was a bitch about it. I'm not gonna lie. So, and that's kind of how it was. And Bitcoin went from 110, 105, 125, went down all the way back down to like 35, 45. And it was like a fucking another 60, 70% drop. And when it happened, I was talking mad shit. And I remember, I never forgot this moment because this is one of the biggest learning moments of my life. Again, also top 10, top 15 most like impactful moments in my life. My best friend looks at me dead in the face. And he says, bro, I don't care about the price of Bitcoin right now because I'm investing in it because I know it's going to be worth more in the future, or at least I believe it is. And so I'm just giving myself an opportunity to have a better life in the future. So if it goes up or down again, in the short term, I'm not going to care. I'm just going to keep buying more because I want to have as much money invested as possible. Because if I end up being right about this and this thing is worth more in the future, then I want to buy as much as I can now, so that way I won't have to work so hard in the future. So you can keep laughing, bro, but I don't care. I'm focused on the future, and I think it's going to be worth more in the future than it is today, so I'm just going to keep buying more. And I was like, man, you're just saying that because it's down right now. But you just accept the fact that you lost. Don't take my moment away from me. Don't try to make me feel bad for laughing at you. Don't take this from me. No. Just admit you were wrong and you fucked up. And he's like, bro, I was buying this shit when it was like 12, 13, 14, 15 bucks. It's still like 30, 35. I'm still up like 2 or 3x. Yeah. But you were also buying it when it was 65, 75, 85, 105, 115. You were buying that shit when it was higher too. So what? I'm just going to keep buying more. I want to buy as much as possible because in the future it's going to be worth more than all that shit. I'm like, yeah, that's what you say, bro. Watch that shit keep going lower. Fuck Bitcoin. Lo and behold, here we are at fucking 30,000. And you can imagine how fucking dumb I feel. Baboso of the century. Pinche pendejo of a lifetime. I can't believe it. So when I talk about Bitcoin, you gotta remember, like, you're talking to a motherfucker who is talking shit about it. Like, mad fucking shit about it when it was $15. And I'm also the motherfucker who, before I even had this podcast, I want to say what year was it? It might have been 2015, 2016. Probably 2015, 2016 when I started going to community college and I was, going after my masters and my bachelors and my double masters, and one day I wanted a PhD, when I started on that warpath. I remember 2015, 2016, that's when I was really invested heavy in big mega cap tech, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Tesla. I was buying a bunch of Tesla stock back then. I was also buying a shit ton of Bitcoins back then because back then Bitcoin was like $500, $600, $700, $800, $900. And me and my best friend Lee, right, we're still talking. And he's like, dang, remember that shit when you made fun of me because it fell from 105 down to 35? I'm like, fuck you, dog. Don't be bringing up old shit. That was like so fucking 2-3 years ago. That's old news, bro. Stop bringing up the past. You living in the past, bro. Stop bringing up that old shit from back in the day, bro. Obviously I'm gonna say that because I don't want him to fucking remind me that I was laughing my ass off. I was on the floor dying when that shit fell from 105 to 35, So here we are, fucking 505, 605, 705, and he over there having a field day. I'm talking about, day, it's going higher, bro. I'm like, man, fuck you, whatever. So 2015, 2016, Bitcoin's like somewhere between 5 to 900, I think. And, let me pop up because I remember it was like either 2015 or 2016. I want to get the date right. Yeah, 2015. It was like 300 something dollars. And I think in 2016 is when it broke to like that 6, 7, 800, 900 range before that 2017 parabolic rally. And I remember I was like, man, I was telling people, I was like, man, Bitcoin's $300. Damn, that's like a child support payment. Hell yeah, we need to load up here at 300. And I remember I get like my Pell Grant because I was getting financial aid to go to community college. So you get this thing called a FAFSA. Long story short, it comes with a Pell Grant. So I was getting like that Pell Grant money, which was like $3,000. I was like, damn, and Bitcoin's only $300. I can buy 10 Bitcoins right here, right now. Hell yeah. But I also want to be invested in Apple. I also want to be invested in Microsoft. I also want to be invested in Google. I also want to be invested in Netflix because motherfuckers are getting lazy now. I also want to be invested in Tesla because that's the future now. I also want to be invested in this. I want to be invested in that. I want to be invested in all kinds of shit because I'm focused on my fucking financial future. Ain't no boats. Ain't no hoes, ain't no cheap ass weed, ain't no fucking bitch ass modelo, and ain't no burnt ass homies in my life. I'm focused on me, my family, and our fucking future. Like you should too. But instead, every weekend you guys spend your time and money on bullshit and stupid shit. So, anyways, so I'm like, man, I want to be invested in all kinds of shit because I have that mindset, I have that mentality, I have that mental focus. I gotta be focused on my fucking future. It's all about the fucking future. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking pull and squeeze that trigger, man. I'm all about it. I'm built for this life, man. So I'm chasing it. Like I really am. Aggressively, violently, savagely. Like I want this badly more than I've ever wanted anything in my life. Because I don't want to be poor again. I don't want to be poor anymore. I refuse to go back into poverty. Again, I want to be not just a millionaire. I want to be a fucking multi-millionaire. And I'm not going to get there spending my time chasing loose pussy, bodes, hoes, modelos, and cheap ass weed. I'm going to get there by stacking my assets and investments. So when Bitcoin was 300, I get that Pell Grant, that FAFSA money for like 3,000. I'm like, damn, I could buy like 10 Bitcoins right now. But I also got some other money coming in low key. So I'm going to buy some Bitcoins. I'm going to buy some Tesla. I'm going to buy some Apple, some Microsoft, some Google, some Facebook because Facebook owns Instagram and all the hoes always want to post on Instagram. Look at me, look at me, look at me with their stupid ass selfies. Like, bro, nobody think you look good. People just want to fuck you. They don't want to marry you. So I'm over here looking at all these fucking stupid bitches posting their selfies in the mirror all fucking day. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Trying to pop out their nalgas even though they ain't got any. You know how that shit be. So I'm over here like, damn, bitches always be on the Instagram talking about fucking men are thirsty, but you're the one over here posting pictures with your fucking tetas hanging out and your ass fucking popping out. Like, okay, yeah, men are the thirsty ones. Don't act like you don't want some D2. Shut the fuck up. So I'm over here looking at like society, looking at the culture of America, especially Mexican culture, la raza, looking at all these fucking sucias always posting these dirty ass fucking pictures all the time. You know what it is, America. You see that shit too. And so I'm looking at all these pictures, looking at all these fucking babosos. Look at me, look at my nice car, even though I still live in my mama's house. But look at me in my nice car. How many times you see that shit? Motherfuckers will have a nice car, don't even have their own house. What the fuck are we doing? You guys got that shit ass backwards. But whatever, gotta do what you gotta do to get pussy. That's how people are. So I'm looking at society and I'm like, man, motherfuckers love to post on Instagram. Motherfuckers love to live on Facebook. Motherfuckers stay at home watching fucking Netflix and chilling. That's when that fucking phrase first started, right? And I'm looking at all these stocks and I'm looking at corporate America. I'm looking at Apple. Everyone's got to have the new iPhone each and every single fucking year. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking at all these investing, right? And of course now I'm looking at fucking charging stations because everything's going to be electric soon, so you need to charge it somewhere. I'm looking at lithium, I'm looking at rare earth, I'm looking at nickel, I'm looking at cobalt, I'm looking at graphite, I'm looking at fucking like all this shit. I'm looking at the whole supply chain. I'm looking at the infrastructure. I'm looking at the technology. I'm looking at the innovation. I'm looking at cybersecurity. I'm looking at fucking software. I'm looking at the algorithms, machine learning, AI. I want to be invested in all this shit, America, because that's who I am. That's how I'm fucking built like. That's why I'm the motherfucking general. But some of you rather listen to your bitch ass, broke ass homies instead of me. Anyways, so, you know, I'm over here looking at Bitcoin at that time. I'm like, again, this is 2015, 2016, right? I'm over here like, damn, Bitcoin's 300. I can buy 10 Bitcoins right now, but damn, I also want to buy all this other shit right now too. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to buy as much as I can of everything, bro. So I'm going to pull the motherfucking trigger. And I'm squeezing that bitch till the clip is empty. My wife, right? She's over there like, oh my God, why are you investing so much money? Let's go do this instead. Let's go to Disneyland. Let's go to Six Flags. Let's go visit our friends and family in Lancaster. I'm like, fuck those bitches. They don't care about us. Fuck those bitches with that fake ass love. Nah, fuck Six Flags. Fuck Disneyland. Fuck Knott's Berry Farm. We'll take them like 2-3 years from now when I'm fucking rich as fuck. But for now, we're going to sacrifice. For now, we're going to stay committed. For now, we're going to be motherfucking focused. Fuck being poor. Fuck paycheck to paycheck. Fuck working on your hands and knees. So, excuse me. I'm over here like, hell yeah, man. That's the type of mentality I was on. Even when I was in community college, even when I was getting my bachelor's, even when I was getting my master's, even when I was going for the PhD, even when I was teaching fucking college classes, you know, like all along the way, stacking assets and investments. Because I don't want to have a 401k or a pension plan or some kind of bitch ass retirement plan to be my only way out. I want to be able to do this shit on my own too. And I don't want to just be constrained to fucking Bob's bitch-ass mutual funds with their 2% a year bullshit. No mames. So, you know, so every Pell Grant, every FAFSA money, every fucking, you know, unemployment check, all that shit. Just investing. Again, I didn't get here overnight. Becoming a millionaire isn't taking 1 month. It's not going to happen in a week. It's not going to happen tomorrow. But if you don't start tomorrow, you're going to be poor for the rest of your fucking life. But some of you rather listen to a bitch-ass YouTuber than me. So, you know, I'm over here just like, I'm on that mentality, man. I'm on that focus. I'm driven. I'm fucking dialed in. I'm fucking locked in, loaded in the chamber. Hollow tips only. Fucking extended clips to the max. Like, I'm fucking built for this, America. So I just keep buying everything. And I remember telling people in my life, some friends, some coworkers, some people I used to go to school with, I'm like, yo, you seen Bitcoin lately? It's going up above 300, probably going to hit 400. Then it gets to 400. Yo, you seen Bitcoin lately? Probably going on its way to 500. Then Bitcoin goes to like 550. I'm like, damn, bro, this shit's about to hit 1,000 soon. I remember when this shit was like 10, 20 bucks, bro, 30, 40, 50 bucks. I remember the first time it hit $100. Now we over here at $550, and I'm telling people it's going to be 1,000 soon. It's just meant to happen. It's like fucking upside down gravity. It just keeps pulling that shit up, man. You know, and then people at school, people at work, you know, friends in my life, you know, bitch ass family. Oh, what if that shit crashes? What if that shit goes down again? Bro, I remember the last time that happened. I remember the first time it happened. And you want to know what I remember? I should have bought more. I should have jumped in. Should have stopped being such a scared bitch. Scared money don't make money. Stop being fucking pansy, bro. Being soft as shit right now. It goes down, you buy more. It goes down even more, you keep buying even more. I remember when it was $100. Listen to me. I'm not saying this to motivate you. I'm telling you my life fucking story. Full of depression, full of regret, full of anxiety, full of frustration. Because I'm pissed the fuck off that I didn't squeeze the trigger when I fucking should have. Who else is, by the way, side note, is anyone more real when it comes to financial literature than me? Is anyone more honest? Is anyone more ruthless? I feel like I come with a lot of fucking heat and emotion. I don't know. Side note, you know, I I just want to remind y'all, I feel like nobody does this but me. Like I fucking put my heart and my soul in this podcast. And I'm not scared to either. I'm not afraid. Like I trust me. I've been wrong a lot of times in my life. I've made a lot of mistakes and I will continue to make mistakes. Ain't nobody perfect but God. That's the only one who is. So let's all fucking bow down, take a knee, and thank him for giving us life on earth and blessing us with the opportunity to live in America, the greatest country on earth. Trust me, I've been to Afghanistan. I've been to Iraq. I've been to third world countries. Some of you guys, especially you fake Mexicans, you guys ever visit Mexico? Trust me, you go to fucking Mexico, real Mexico, not TJ. You go to fucking Guadalajara, you go to fucking Michoacan, you go to fucking mountains of Sinaloa. Mexico ain't all pretty. There's a lot of savages out there too. Cut your fucking head off, put your balls in your mouth, and put a bullet in your head. El Chapo and his soldiers still out there. Trust me, they don't play. So trust me, you go to a lot of countries around the world, look what's happening in Europe, look what's going on in Africa, look what's happening in the Middle East, look what's happening in a lot of Asian countries. Like, it's not all fucking pretty, it's not all rainbows and unicorns. I know shit's fucked up here in America too, we got our own fucking issues to resolve, but compared to any other country in the world, you got it motherfucking made. So God's blessed you guys with a lot. And I think he put me in your life for a reason. I think if you're listening to me on this podcast an hour, 10 minutes in, it's for a fucking reason, because he wanted you to listen to me. I could be wrong. Maybe it's all coincidence, but you never know. Because if Bitcoin does end up hitting $1 million one day, like all the bulls believe, maybe this podcast was put in your life for a fucking reason. You never know, right? But I trust God put us on the right path for a reason. And maybe this is my purpose. So, anyways, though, like I said, I wear my heart and soul on my sleeve when I fucking make these clips. But anyways, so, when people were asking me back in 2016, 2017, I'm like, damn, man, wow, what if it goes lower? What if it goes down again? What if it fucking crashes, Joe? What if it crashes? I don't want to be sitting there and it goes down, bro. I'm like, bro, I've seen Bitcoin crash and collapse and fucking burn and fall and die like fucking 2, 3, 4 times already. And every single time it fucking goes down, that's the buying opportunity. We should have bought more. And I'm not just saying that because I'm looking at a fucking chart. I'm saying it because I fucking lived through it. Some people tell you stories that they read in books. Other people tell you stories because it's their life story, because they experienced it. They witnessed it. They fucking lived it. So trust me, I've literally experienced almost every single Bitcoin crash in history. I wish I fucking made a podcast back then. I'd probably already be fucking famous. But, it's like, dude, I remember that shit because I remember being so hateful, so spiteful, so regretful. And so now when this is 2015, 2016, when people are asking me and bringing this shit up, well, what if it goes down again? I'm like, bro, you better pray to God it does. Because I don't think it's ever going back to $15. I don't think it's going to ever go back to $20. I'm not even sure it ever goes back to $100. It's just going to keep going higher. And if it does go down to 200, 300, shit, better buy more than 2. Shit. It's already back. Now it's up to 500. Then the next month is 600. Then the next month is 700. Then the next month it's 800. Then the next month is 900. Then a week after that it's $999. And I'm over there telling my wife and my kids and my friends and my neighbors and my bitch ass coworkers, I'm like, Bitcoin is literally $999. It's going fucking higher. For the love of fucking God. Buy more Bitcoin! You want to know what my bitch-ass coworkers told me? $1,000 is a lot of money, Miguel. I don't know. It's just a lot of money right now. We got all this bills and we got debt. Okay, don't buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. Put 500, buy half a Bitcoin. Trust me, you'll thank me later. I don't know, Miguel. $500. We're thinking about going to Six Flags this weekend and Knott's Berry Farm, and our son's birthday's next month, and me and my hubby thinking about taking him to Disneyland for the first time. He'd be happier if you bought him a Bitcoin right now instead. The future him will thank you in the future. Don't take him to Disneyland. I know it sounds fucked up. Buy him a Bitcoin instead. No, I think he deserves to go to Disneyland. No, he deserves not to be poor in the future. Buy him a fucking Bitcoin right now instead. No, he's been a good kid. I think he deserves to go to Disneyland. Fuck Disneyland! He's 5 years old. He won't even remember that shit. Buy him a fucking Bitcoin. No, I think we've already made up our mind. Ah, reconsider, bitch, reconsider. Ah, for the love of God, reconsider. Ah, pinche pendeja didn't do it. She went to Disneyland and spent like fucking $2,000. She could have bought 2 Bitcoins. I don't know. I haven't talked to her. I didn't talk to her again, but I could imagine right now she's salty as shit looking at Bitcoin. Like, damn, bitch ass Mexican was right. That's the way of the world, right? So, anyways, so yeah, that was, again, so from the 300s, when I bought my first Bitcoin at like 312, 317, and stacking more all the way up, So I tell people all the time, even my wife asks me sometimes, like I'm gonna buy more at 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. During the pandemic, March 2020 low, Bitcoin fell down from 9,000 down to 3,000. Guess what? I bought another Bitcoin at 3,000. I was like, this is too cheap. Buy more. Because now I'm a fucking psychopath. Now I'm fucking insane in the brain. Now I'm fucking a maniac when it comes to this shit. I don't give a fuck. Only thing I care about is making sure my money works for me now for the rest of my fucking life. Because me, my wife, my kids, my grandkids one day, and my great-grandkids one day, and my great-great-great-grandkids one day will never, ever work on their hands and fucking knees to make another bitch-ass man rich again. Our money works for us now. We are the family. We are the dynasty. We are Magallon Entertainment. We're solidified. So that's kind of just my mentality. That's my attitude. That's my philosophy here at Magallon Entertainment. You could either fuck with us or not. I really don't care. I'm not here to save all you bitch asses. I'm here to be like Noah, the Mexican version. Here to save a couple there, and let everyone else fucking drown and fucking die in fucking debt and loans. The rest of us are going to become multi-millionaires. You could either fucking roll with me or stay poor forever. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the long-term thesis of Bitcoin. That is the journey. That is the goal. That is the finish line. $1 million a piece. So in the future, the only question is, how many Bitcoins are you going to own? How many Bitcoins are you going to have? And how much are you willing to sacrifice to accomplish this? Short term, I think we're headed for another fall. Short term, I think we're headed for another crash. Short term, I think it's going to go down again soon. Because I believe as this economy crumbles, as this stock market crashes, and as the global economy heads into a full-fledged recession, I think people are going to lose their jobs. I think businesses are going to shut down. I think government around the world are going to go into chaos, especially based on what's going on with Russia, China, and Brazil right now. And then you throw in Saudi Arabia and Venezuela. I think the world is in trouble. I think fucking global politics are on the brink of fucking teetering. I think there's a lot of shit going on behind the scenes that we just don't know about. I think there's a lot of fucked up shit in this country that's going to continue to get worse before it gets better. I think this rally in Bitcoin stocks, crypto, meme stocks, and the entire economy is fake as fuck. It's been resilient, it's been strong, it's been powerful. I will pay it its due respect. It has caught me off guard as a mega bear. But at the end of the day, they're running out of gas, they're running out of steam, and they're running out of energy and momentum. Now they're starting to get tired. Now they're starting to slow down. Now they're starting to get their knees wobble. And the bears are coming back. And we're going to keep punching them in the face. We're going to keep breaking them in the ribs. And we're going to keep smacking them until it hurts. Recession is coming. Unemployment is going to start skyrocketing. And this economy is going to start collapsing. When this happens, people will be forced to sell their Bitcoins around the world. Not because they don't believe in it, not because they don't trust it, and not because they're not thinking about the mission anymore. But because when you lose your job, you're on the verge of losing your home, you need money to pay your bills, you need money to pay the rent, to pay the mortgage, to pay your car payment so it doesn't get repoed. You got credit cards, you got student loans, you got fucking personal loans. People have to pay their bills, people have to provide, people have to put food on the table. People gotta fucking weather the storm. And if they have to sell their Bitcoins in the short term to do this, then I think that's exactly what they'll do. Because nobody loves Bitcoin more than their family. And if their family needs shelter, their family needs food, and their family needs them to provide, then selling their Bitcoin is still the right decision to do. Because ultimately, the only two things that matter are your family and God. Everything else is secondary. So with that being said, I think Bitcoin's going to come down. I think Bitcoin's going to hit 10K again soon. When it does, I'm going to load every single fucking piece of trigger, ammo, everything I have in my inventory, everything I've built up in my war chest, and everything I've saved up for my whole fucking entire life. I'm going to squeeze that bitch till the clip is empty, and I'm not going to fucking stop until it is. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare for war, prepare for a recession, but always think long term. Always remember the fucking mission. Always understand the fucking goal. And always pay attention to the journey in front of you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the one, the only, the motherfucking general. Magallon Entertainment!
Southern slang, I speak it every day. I'm trying to get it poppin', each and every way. It's one nation, under goons, my goons are stripping.